The least competent people in any room are almost always the most confident, and science can prove it. You've met this person. Maybe at work, maybe at a family dinner, maybe in a comment section. They speak with total certainty about things they barely understand. They're not lying, they genuinely believe they're right. And the maddening part, the more they actually learn, the less confident they become. Meanwhile, the real experts are the ones quietly second-guessing themselves. There's a name for this. And once you understand the mechanism behind it, you'll spot it everywhere, including, if you're honest with yourself, in your own past thinking. In 1999, two psychologists at Cornell University, David Dunning and Justin-Kruger, published a study that would become one of the most cited in modern psychology. Their finding was blunt. People who lack competence in a domain also lack the ability to recognize that they lack competence. Here's why that's so devastating. To know you're bad at something, you need a certain level of skill in that thing. A beginner guitarist doesn't know enough about music theory to realize how much they're missing. A first-year medical student doesn't know enough anatomy to recognize the gaps in their understanding. The very skills you need to evaluate your performance are the same skills you haven't developed yet. So what happens? You fill that gap with confidence. Your brain has no internal signal saying, "You don't know what you don't know." Instead it says, "I understand this pretty well." And you believe it because you have no framework to challenge it. Dunning and Kruger ran 4 experiments. In one, they tested undergraduate students on logical reasoning, grammar, and humor. Then they asked each student to estimate how they performed, both compared to the raw score and compared to other students. The students who scored in the bottom 25%, the worst performers, consistently rated themselves as above average. Not slightly above average, significantly above average. They thought they'd outperformed about 62% of their peers. In reality, they'd outperformed roughly 12%. Now here's the twist that most people miss. The top performers did the opposite. The students who scored highest actually underestimated their performance. They assumed the test was easy for everyone, so their edge felt smaller than it was. This is sometimes called the imposter syndrome, flip side of Dunning-Kruger. Genuine competence creates doubt, not confidence. And when the researchers gave the low performers training, when they actually taught them the skill, something remarkable happened. Their self-assessments became accurate. The moment they gained real ability, they gained the tools to see how far they'd come and how far they still had to go. Think about the most dangerous version of this effect in real life. It's not the person who overestimates their trivia knowledge. It's the manager who has just enough authority and just enough confidence to never realize they're making bad decisions. It's the person in a relationship who genuinely believes they're a great communicator because they've never developed the emotional skills to recognize that they're not. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't just about intelligence. It shows up everywhere there's a skill gap. In driving, nearly 90% of people rate themselves above average drivers. Statistically impossible in health decisions, in financial choices, in creative work. What makes it especially dangerous is that the person experiencing it usually has the highest energy and the loudest voice. Uncertainty feels like a weakness, so the uncertain project confidence. The expert who says, "It depends," gets drowned out by the amateur who says, "It's simple." The first step is accepting that you are not immune. Every person who has learned something new has passed through the peak of Mount Stupid, that early stage where you know just enough to feel certain. The question is whether you get comfortable enough to stay there. The antidote is exposure to feedback. Real feedback, not the kind that confirms what you already think. Seek out people who are genuinely better than you at the thing you think you're good at, and pay attention to what they do differently. Sit with the discomfort of being corrected rather than defending your position immediately. Dunning himself suggested a simple calibration habit. Before acting on your confidence, ask, "What would I need to be wrong for this belief to collapse?" If the answer makes you uncomfortable, that discomfort is information. Your confidence may be built on a foundation that hasn't been tested yet. The people who grow fastest aren't the ones who are most confident. They're the ones who have learned to be suspicious of their own certainty. If you've ever caught yourself thinking, "This is obvious," or "How do people not get this?" that's your cue. The most dangerous moment in learning is when you feel like you already know enough, because that's exactly when the real learning stops. Drop a comment. What's one topic where you used to be way more confident than you should have been? I'll go first in the comments. And if this hit differently than you expected, subscribe. New psychology breakdown every week.